we have news about e-levy and about our president, His Excellency Addo Addo. Now, the president has shown us that this new e-levy that has been introduced, where mobile money transactions are being taxed, as well as other policies, are going to hasten economic recovery and make things better than they already are. Now, he said this at the just ended, May Day celebration. President Addo has explained that the government was implementing a number of key policies, including the introduction of the electronic levy as part of a broad number of interventions to make the economy better and to make it stand after this coronavirus pandemic hit the nation. Now, he says they have introduced measures to improve also fiscal consolidation and ensure also debt sustainability, which are critical to achieving macroeconomic stability in the short to medium term. Now, the measures, according to him, such as the passage of the e-levy bill, have not been introduced in isolation. So they are not the only things that have been introduced. There are other things that have been introduced. It's just because this mobile money thing is a new thing to most Ghanaians. That's why this one is making so much noise. Now, this he explained is coming because of a revenue loss of about 13.1 billion Ghana cedis, and also an increase in an unbudgeted expenditure of 14.2 billion Ghana cedis. Remember, billion Ghana cedis. Now, he said this while addressing this year's Workers' Day in Accra, just this last Sunday. Now, according to our president, the revenue loss coupled with the unbudgeted expenditure had resulted in an overall fiscal impact of 27.3 billion Ghana cedis, and this represents like 6.8% of gross domestic product (GDP). You get it? So if you look at this percentage, in a way you have to understand them, because now further trying to convince the nation about why the need for some of what has been described as difficult but yet necessary policy interventions, to keep the wheels of the economy running. The president also said that in addition to this, there have been adverse global developments and they have impacted severely on the exchange rate and inflation. So it's not like things are just going bad because the government is not doing anything. All these things happening around the world and all these things which we are part of is also joining into all of what we are seeing right now, with the overall effects being the weakening of the real incomes of people in Ghana, just as it's happening in some places, or we'll say almost everywhere. That's why the Secretary General can justifiably list the litany of troubles that are adversely affecting the living standards of working people in Ghana and then in the outside world. I mean, look at how fuel prices are going high. Look at the petroleum prices have just been escalating. Even food prices also, as a result of that, the high inflation, reduced income level. So somebody who used to have 500 cedis and spend it on a lot of things is now able to spend it on just a little number of things. He buys just one or two clothes, he buys food here, and before he realizes that the money is gone. And some people surviving on 500 cedis a month. It's not very easy for some of them. So we understand all this, and the president has explained that against this background, he needs the labor force to work together with the government as partners, so that they can hasten the recovery of the economy in the best interest of all, instead of making this blame game and pointing fingers and complaining. He says it's best if we work together. Let them know, oh, we can help you here, or we need your help in these areas. Then they do it, and we get back on our feet as a nation. And I think this is a good idea. So we are not, throwing fists and jabs at each other. Now, they've made efforts to raise the country back up after the COVID-19 pandemic, by finding some intelligent ways of bringing some people on board, to contribute to their quota, no matter how small. Now, when he was delving also into some specific issues regarding some of the pragmatic steps taken by the government to reduce the expenditure and tighten its belt, our president said that indeed we have had to cut discretionary expenditures of ministries, departments, and agencies by 30%. And this is serious. If this is true, it's serious. That means people are complaining about fuel prices and e-levy, but nobody is aware that just to make sure that the economy is back on its feet, there have been a 30%, reduction in some of the expenditures of the ministries and all these government agencies and departments, so that it's not like they are enjoying and then the rest of the nation is suffering. So, according to the president, they've reduced the salaries of even political appointees by 30%. Isn't that amazing? By 30%, not even 10% or 20%, but by 30% for the rest of the year. They've also, what this is also amazing. I was surprised to hear this, that they've also reduced the fuel coupon allocation by 50%. You know how some of these people working in government agencies get free fuel coupons and all of that? They are reducing it by 50%. So if, for example, you used to receive 500 cedis of worth of fuel coupons, now you'll be receiving only 250 cedis, something like that. By finding this out, I see that the president and the government, they are really serious about doing things in this nation and doing them well. They are not being selfish, and they are making sure that whatever they can do to save money here and there just to make things better is being done. They've placed the moratorium on the purchase of imported vehicles also, among others. So for those of you who want to go and purchase imported vehicles, just know, things may not be like they used to, especially if you're in the government agency. So it's best if you stick to buying them around here, or finding other better ways to go about that. Now, the president also made reference to the outcome of the National Labour Conference, which was held earlier in Kwehu in Kwetia, right here in the Eastern region, Kwehu in Kwetia. Our president said that the platform, it provided guidance and encouraged the government to re-examine and look very critically at the prevailing situation, and also look at the strategies and solutions that will help reverse all these issues. You know that our labor force is very important to us, and without the labor force, what would we be doing with all our resources? So hopefully we'll be witnessing some degree of stability in macroeconomic data, and they are hopeful that they'll be able to maintain and build on them throughout the whole year. Also, he touched on some jobs that they were planning on protecting, and also incomes that they were hoping to increase in certain areas. He said it's undeniable that some of these things are going against Ghanaians, and he wouldn't turn a blind eye to it. And I like the honesty of our president. So he says he's looking at a collective responsibility of social partners to come on board and to make things better than they already are, because incomes earned by workers are a function of jobs, created by employers, and of the creation of an enabling environment, by the government to help sustain enterprise growth and all these things. So incomes are very, very, very important. I mean, incomes are the main reason why people wake up very early to go here and go there and do all of that which they have to do. So if they are receiving their incomes and it's not really being effective, and it's not really getting the things they are supposed to get, it will be a problem. It will be like they are just waking up and going up and down for nothing. So the president is confident that if we are all able to follow these measures, probably in some months time, or in at most a year, we'll be able to build the productive capacities of job creating sectors, such as agriculture, ICT, manufacturing areas, even the tourism and the green economy as well, just so incomes could go higher. And even if they don't go higher, their value will be able to purchase much more stuff than they already are purchasing. That is it. We do hope that the president will do his best, as well as his government, to keep this in place. Thank you very much for listening. Leave your comments on what you think about it. The e-levy tax, the reduction of government agencies, the ministries coupons, as well as their allowances and some their salaries by 30% and all of that. Just let us see your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for listening and have a very nice day.